Welcome back to another episode of the Deadlight Society. I'm Michael.
I'm Adam.
And sorry for the hiatus that we just went on for the past 2 weeks. No episode. But we did plan on at least one before this one. And we were supposed to do Blood Freak, which we announced at the end of Krampus. But we just, couldn't do it.
It's a mix of that and just like it's the fucking holiday season. Michael's engaged. Like we just want to spend time with our families and not have to deal with like editing and everything else. So.
I mean, mixed with that, yes, of course. But like we did plan on doing that movie, and like we did start watching it, and it was just god awful, like completely like dog shit. Like please don't ever. Don't watch that movie.
Thanksgiving horror movies in that moment.
Yeah, it was not good. Not good. Like, I would rather watch Midsummer again.
Honestly,
and that's saying something.
Yeah.
Like, I could sit through Midsummer easier than I could sit through that fucking pile of shit. I'm sorry if you like that movie, but like, no. Nobody's never even really heard of it because it's really not popular, but it just not good.
I've seen it in some of the horror groups on Facebook and stuff. A bunch of people that knew it, but it's just a matter of like it's so old, it's so low budget,
yes,
and it's
so
like
awful.
Church film kind of fucking what the fuck is this grade? Like it looks like something that would air on like public access TV and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
it was
bad.
It was just bad. Like you only how long did you watch? You said like 20 minutes maybe?
I got 25 minutes in. I was just like, I can't do any fucking more.
I got like at least halfway, maybe a little bit more than halfway, but like it was just everything about it was bad. So I just couldn't it would have been a flop 10 for me and I would have had nothing nice to say. So like we just decided, you know what? Fuck it.
There's this weird like fucking preachy segment in the beginning about like fucking not doing drugs and all this fucking shit. Everybody in the room smoking weed except for these two people because they have the Bible. And I was like, oh my god, like come on, I don't need this. I didn't sign up for a fucking episode of Davy and Goliath. Like fuck this.
Yeah, it was bad. Like, and it's disappointing because like the theme of it seemed like it could be interesting and possibly with a higher budget and like, you know, maybe today's standard of horror movies, if they tried it again, maybe it could be better. But just, you know,
writing and better effects and a higher,
something something along those lines maybe, but like just what it was, no. There's no way.
It really did feel like the 40s fucking Reefer Madness movie where it was like so fucking like not on the nose, but everything talked like, or everybody kind of talked like this, and you could tell they were reading from dialogue. I was like, oh, yeah, come on, dude.
It was just everything about it, and like everybody already knows who listens to us knows how I feel about like older movies to begin with. Like I'm not really a super fan of them.
You can't fucking say that anymore. You liked House on Haunted Hill.
You're right, but I typically don't enjoy older movies, and it's mostly because this movie and it's like a perfect example of what I don't like in older movies. Like, I guess I'm just spoiled because we're only in our 20s, so like we kind of grew up on better horror or like more advanced forms of it, I should say, not necessarily better.
Immediately they're gonna be like, oh, so you don't have any real opinion on movies at all and you suck. Your opinion immediately is shit because you're only in your 20s and haven't seen enough movies.
That's fine. That's like we said when we started this, like in our first episode we even said it, like I'm not here to be like some super fucking like movie critic. Like I'm just here to talk shit about stuff I don't like and, you know, hype up the stuff I do like. And if you don't agree with that, whoever's listening to us right now, like, hey, I get it. I might not like something that you love and you might fucking hate what I love. So like, it's cool. Like it is what it is. I don't really care, but I don't know. Like, like I said, we're like, Yeah, like we're we're spoiled because we're only in our 20s. So like, the age that we grew up in, that I expect better, I guess, for my movies. So sometimes watching older ones, I just get a little disappointed. Is, I guess, what you can sum that up to be.
Yeah, like we kind of grew up in an age where everybody kind of learned how to use a camera and learned how to write in school. So
and act
a little better. Not even act. Like there's still those fucking movies that come out where it's like the acting and the fucking dialogue is so fucking bad. Like Terrifier being an example of one of those.
Yeah,
sorry,
you're right.
But like writing and dialogue is bad.
Yes, 100%.
But so you still have that, but it's more coherent. Like I think people actually now know how to put a story together where there's a beginning and an end. Whereas like give it the 40s or 70s and people are still like not knowing. Like they all come from, I don't want to say blue collar backgrounds, but most people's parents at that point were still all fucking farmers and shit, or working at factories or coal miners. Yeah, like that's where my family comes from. So I'm just making an assumption there.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not wrong.
So like you have that kind of background, and you don't really know unless you read and watch a lot of TV and movies. You don't really know what's good and like what's not when you're writing a story. Sorry, that's the end of that rant. Sorry, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s writers, but you're not on par with today's.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I feel like I do feel bad saying that, but like that's just not what I'm into, I guess. And I don't know. But
for me, there's obviously the respect where it needs to go. Like there's the greats of every single generation and every single decade. The man who wrote Blood Freak is not one of those people, so I don't feel bad talking shit about it. But like,
no, not.
We obviously Vincent Price is not a writer, but he's one of the great actors of the time. You know, you have fucking. God damn it. My fucking brain is going blank as I need to write. I need to list off all these fucking people. Of course. Alfred Hitchcock being another one. You have fucking. I'm here. I don't know.
Yeah, they're people. Y'all know. People. We're in our 20s. It's all right. People.
I had like a whole fucking list of people I wanted to go down, and then like the second I wanted to like list off of my brain,
just right out of your brain.
Blank. Yeah, I was gonna list like the Universal horror fucking actors and shit like that, but no, that's impossible.
I get you. That happens to me all the time. No worries.
Lon Chaney Jr. is one. There we go. I named one from the list.
All right. Well,
Lon Chaney too.
I guess that pretty much sums up our discussion on Blood Freak. I did make a post the other week now, and I said that we would just briefly discuss why we chose not to review it in the beginning of the next episode. So probably leave that at that. So sorry if you were looking forward to that, but that movie sucks.
So like, I don't know what we'd say about it. Like there's nothing story wise or anything that I really
there's nothing
wanna talk about.
Nothing.
Like, what is this? It's so boring.
It really was.
Literally,
it was
like,
awful.
For 5 whole minutes reciting Bible passages.
Yeah.
Out of that 25 minutes that I saw, 5 minutes of it was Bible passages. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was just not good. So that's that. But we decided to follow the theme now of we did Krampus last, so we were kind of getting into the holiday spirit a little early. But now we're actually in December, so I guess we'll follow that. And we decided to go with Jack Frost this week. And Jack Frost is a 1997 movie. And not to be confused with the Jack Frost that came out in 1998. That Jack Frost
spectacular.
Yeah, that Jack Frost was like a family-ish, like, family-friendly movie. This Jack Frost is not.
See, but both Jack Frost still have one major star. And this was Shannon Elizabeth's first acting role as a major actor.
Yep. Yeah. So there's that.
Fun.
Yeah, there's that. And fun fact here, we were just kind of going over some of them before we started recording here, but in this movie, the sheriff in real life, years later, he actually died in an avalanche, and I thought that was fucking ironic as hell because this movie's about fucking Jack Frost, and if you know what happens, like it was just ironic.
Yeah, very, very, very.
Yeah. Feel bad to laugh about that because like I'm not laughing that he died, but like he was in this movie and then he died in an avalanche, and that's just like fucked up.
It's impressive, honestly. Like out of anything, I think, like to fucking immediately go out like that, like it's.
That's fair. Yeah,
I want to know if God has a sense of humor. Like that's 100% like his fucking running joke with himself. Like I'm gonna fucking take this guy out like this.
I mean, yeah, I believe it.
Movie. So
I believe it.
Here we go.
But no, truly, like talking about shitty movie, this got a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes, it did.
And after watching it, does not surprise me. So we'll just leave it at that. We'll get into spoilers part 2 here, but it also got a 4.6 out of 10 on IMDb. But as always, Google coming in and it has it higher. It says 75% of people like this movie, and I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, maybe,
yeah,
but
no,
like,
I don't.
I would say more around the 50 mark. Like, I feel like this is really a 50-50 shot if you're gonna like this movie or not.
I'd give it that. I would, because like not a lot of people go for like the horror comedy thing.
Yeah.
Ever. Like there's always a fucking debate on whether or not it's fucking strong enough as either.
True. I mean, I feel like a horror comedy really, like Idle Hands is probably the one that comes to my mind, and I thought, oh, that one's great. Like,
yeah, but it's more of a comedy than it is a horror movie. Like that one's
I guess.
Obviously like more one than the other.
Yeah, you're right.
Like one of these has like too much of a gray area, I think, where it falls on both.
Yeah.
But then again, does that make it a good horror comedy or does that make it a worse horror comedy?
See, these are the questions that we need to ask. They're hard to answer, though.
Fucking give us your opinion. Like, I need to hear from other people other than myself just talking bullshit right now.
Yeah, right. Like, I don't know the answer to that either, and I don't really know, like, how to differentiate, I guess, but this one...
Yeah, I'm open to conversation about that kind of shit. Like, that's...
Yeah, 100%.
Those debates.
This is streaming right now on Peacock. It's also on Amazon Prime, on Tubi, on Pluto, the Roku channel, on Vudu for free, Crackle, Plex. Like it's you could watch this right now. Basically, if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's perfect time to fucking try and see this. Like,
yeah,
everywhere.
Everywhere. Literally. And I wouldn't say that I liked this movie. I enjoyed watching it. Like, it's something like I was able to sit through it and watch it and, like, you know, not be distracted. Like, I was able to sit and, you know, it was fine. And I guess I'd recommend watching it. Like, it's a fun, like, Christmassy vibes horror movie, I suppose. Like,
it's a good, like, Christmassy horror, and it's a good, like, just turn off your brain movie.
Yeah.
Even though, like, the cover of this movie has no fucking relation to the actual movie itself.
Yeah.
I just realized that looking at it.
Which one do you see?
The, like, the normal cover, like this fucking skull snowman thing.
Oh, yeah. No, nothing. Nope.
That does not come up in this movie at all. It's a lot worse.
Yeah, it's not even really like you could tell that it basically looks like a mascot fucking snowman is what it looks like. Like, it looks like you could film this movie like for the day, and then the next day you could just take it to the fucking local high school and it could be their mascot. Like, that's what this costume looks like. Like, it's not good practical effects. I'll just say that.
No, not at
all. I'm trying to see. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I can see the budget here. because I should have looked that up before, but I did not. I'm trying to see if it'll show me. It definitely was not much, and I know that I looked in the trivia, and the trivia said that there was a disagreement about the budget, like they were supposed to get a lot more than they did, or some shit like that. So like it almost didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know exactly what the budget is. It said it was supposed to get it's supposed to get a budget of 30 million, but there's no way it got that much. There's no way. Well, whatever it was, it couldn't have been much, to be honest, just because of, like we said, the practical effects in this just was not good. But like I said, fun movie. I still recommend watching it. We'll kind of get into some more spoiler review part 2 here after the trailer, but
apparently this was a film debut of Shannon Elizabeth.
Yeah, it was. You're right. It was her first acting role, and her first nude scene as well.
It wasn't her first acting role. She had a couple like TV shows and stuff before that, like film wise. Yeah.
Oh, I guess in a movie. Yeah, first acting role in a movie. But yeah, her first nude scene. It said.
Yeah, and then fucking a couple years later did American Pie.
Yep. Yep. Let me see here. I'm just trying to make sure I have all the whatever information first. But yeah, like we said, 1997. It's an hour and 29 minutes long, so it's really not that long to sit through either. But yeah, I think that's really it pre movie here. Yeah. Do you have anything else to add to that before we get into any spoilers or any like horror news or anything that you want to bring up?
No, I didn't look up any horror news before this. So I'll just go into the trailer and then go into it.
Okay, well, that works for me then. So we will give you your trailer, and then we will be back to really dive into this, or kind of dive into it. I don't want to say like super review, but just go over some stuff we liked and didn't like. But all right, see you after the break.
One cold night, science and evil collide. Oh yeah. Now, a serial killer is on the loose.
We hadn't even tested the acid on an amoeba, let alone a human cell. This is a disaster.
Look, I just saw something that doesn't belong in this world, and it's out there killing my friends. Now tell me what it is.
Jack Frost.
I think Jack's about to make an entrance.
And he's giving cold-blooded a whole new meaning.
Hey, Jack! What? You left the 7-10 split.
Hell has just frozen over. Blow me. Jack Frost.
Look, Ma! I'm a Picasso!
All right, and we're back here. I did forget to give a summary of what this movie's about, but you just listened to the trailer, so I'll just quickly summarize. Basically, this is just a movie about a serial killer who is transformed into a snowman, and then he just kind of continues killing people. Basically, is the plot here. But he specifically targets the sheriff in this town because the sheriff is the one who caught him while he was still a man and arrested him. And he swore his vengeance, and he's like, "Oh, I'll find a way. I'll find a way." And I guess I'll start there because it made me laugh because the sheriff has so much trauma, and I'm using air quotes here, And literally his trauma flashback is Jack Frost, which is the serial killer's name. How ironic. But it's literally the flashback of Jack Frost yelling at him that I'll find a way. And like he's traumatized over that.
Okay, but you're missing the sole point of how many fucking letters that Jack Frost sent to this fucking guy while he was in prison saying, I'll find a way.
I mean, you're right, but like, so what?
And if it was like a well-known serial killer that I caught saying I will find a way, like it would fuck with me for a while.
I mean, maybe. Like, yeah, you might be a little paranoid, but like the way that this dude
he was sending letters every fucking week, it looked like.
Yeah, but he's in prison. Like,
so still fucks with you.
I mean, yeah, like in a way, that's what I'm saying. Like,
imagine
sort of.
you have a fucking stalker or some shit, just like literally every fucking day sending you some message from a different account or fucking email from anything every single minute of every single day saying, I'll find a way to fucking end your life. You're gonna get fucked up from that.
Of course, but if that stalker was in prison, I would feel less inclined to be traumatized.
As well as threatening your family, as well as threatening your way of life, threatening your job. There's a lot of shit.
I get it, but at the same time, I get it, but like at the same time, like I said, he was in jail, and it was even after, like he was still dwelling on it, even after he knew that he died, like that he was killed in that accident. That he was still like,
but he obviously fucking didn't. So guess what? His trauma was justified.
Obviously, he didn't actually die, but like in the moment, they all thought that he died. Like there was no reason to not think that he, that he fucking transformed into a snowman.
You can give him the pass for this trauma because guess what? It saved his ass in the end because he knew deep down in his gut Jack Frost was still alive.
I mean, but like, did it really save him though? Because that ending is very questionable. I don't know. Antifreeze in the fucking heart might not, it just.
I mean,
I don't think that makes sense.
I think that's more the filmmakers and not
him. Let me see. That was, I just wanted to start there just because I thought that was silly. I mean, you bring valid points to that argument, but I just like the way that they did the flashback, like it was the least scary guy and like scary thing. Like I'm just like, you're traumatized
kind of
over
like
that.
Wide-eyed. Yeah. He's just kind of wide-eyed and creepy.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like you're really like shivering over this dude, but okay. Let me see.
He didn't even like attack him when he arrested him too. He's like, "I'll fucking get you." He's just like, he complied.
Yeah, like he just gave up. Like, what are you so scared of? Yeah. Like, basically said, "Swipe or no swiping," and he was like, "All right,
I'll fucking get you." Why are you on your knees right now? You could kill him by yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, some shit like that. It's like, is this a comedy movie more than a horror movie, or the other way around?
Yeah, I'd say more.
Enough? I feel like fucking Silent Night, Deadly Night with the fucking Garbage Day. Like, it's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, it definitely. It's an okay movie, like I was saying before, but like there's just parts in this that made me like shake my head and be like, "You're joking!" Like. It's not even like a good joke. Like it's not funny. Like it's just like what the fuck is this? Like
okay, but the joke, good. The fucking what's the difference between a snowman and a snowwoman? Snowballs.
Snowballs.
The fucking callback to that was justified. It wasn't a funny joke the first two times, but the callback of it was like, oh, that did feel good.
That there's funny elements in here, sure, but just it's the plot and like the plot holes for me is what just kind of fucked this movie up for me. Like if they would have kept it like pretty much how it was fine, but just like fixed the plot holes in some sort of way. What plot holes
do you think there are? Because for me, there's other ones. Or there might be other ones.
I mean, the one that I think of that really stuck out to me as I was watching it was kind of the ending sequence there. And the whole fucking, like, while they're setting off the aerosol cans, trying to blow up the building, and they're trying to escape out of the room, and they go to the window, and the window's locked. First of all, like, why is there a padlock on the window from the inside? Like, that kind of just like irritated me to begin with. But I get it, like safety, whatever. I think they're at the police station if I'm not wrong. So like, whatever. Like, you don't want your inmates to escape because they had the little jail cells in there. But okay, like, that's fine.
Fucking seen our local shit. Like, you know how small and dinky that kind of shit is.
That's what I get it. Like, I understand it's safety reasons. That's fine. It was just dumb, but okay. But then, like, the keys, they're like, oh, where are the keys? And, like, they're all the way over there. Like, whatever. It was, like, all the way across the room. So, as he's first of all, he's walking slow as shit to the other side of the room, which can't be more than, like, 20 feet away. It can't be more than that. And he's walking slow as shit, knowing that this snowman can melt and then refreeze.
Chemicals.
I get that. But wouldn't that make you walk a little fucking faster?
Probably, yeah, you're right.
Jesus Christ, I would have sprinted across the room. This dude's walking, taking his good old time, coughing, and like, what the fuck, dude, run! Like, so that pissed me off too. And then, Jesus fucking Christ, don't get me started on the fucking grabbing of the keys. This motherfucker has the worst. That's what the fuck was that?
I don't know if he was supposed to be from like the chemical inhalation that he was struggling, or like what the fuck.
I don't know what it was, but it was awful. It was awful. You can't tell me that you are Like, let's go back to he's fucking traumatized over this dude, right? Traumatized. Thinks about him all the time. He's so scared of him.
The door.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's literally right there, and let me just take my good old time. Let me drop these fucking keys while I'm at it. Let me try to get them in my hands and just, grab it. Like, bitch, open your hand. The whole sequence there just fucked me up. Like, I was like, I'm literally watching it at work on my break, and I'm watching it on my phone, and I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, if there weren't people in this room with me right now, I'd probably fucking scream.
I did actually like out loud go like, "Oh, come on!"
It was just awful. Like, it's an awful way to like make that scene. It just didn't make sense. And like, I understand what you're going for, like whatever, but like, no, like you can't tell me that you're stressing the point that he's traumatized over this guy and that they're trying to defeat this fucking snowman, and then he takes fucking 5 minutes to grab these goddamn keys. Are you joking? That's all I'll say.
I don't. My whole thing was, why doesn't Jack just go to the fucking window? Like, you know,
that too.
He sees the window in there. He knows it's there. Go to the other side of the window. And just wait for him to fucking go out. You're snow.
What I'm saying. Like, there's just so many things that you could say are plot holes. Like, I don't.
Literally, in the meantime of like him fucking struggling to grab the keys, Jack could have set up a hose on the other side of the fucking door, made it seem like he was on the other side, and went to the other side and just murdered everyone.
Literally, there's so many things in here that it's just like, this had potential to be a good movie, I guess, but like just the way they went about certain things, it just ruined it for me. It just ruined it.
And that's where that line of, is it really more horror or is it more comedy? Where's the fucking line? Is it supposed to be campy like that? Is it supposed to be serious?
That's what you don't know.
Line is.
You don't know. You just don't know. But I don't even know. I couldn't even take a good guess because I don't know. I'm hoping that it was intentional and they were trying to make it stupid. Like, you know how Scary Movie fucking like spoofed off all the scary movies and tried to make it like fucking stupid. Like, maybe that's what they were going for. I really hope that's what they were going for. And if it was, then they definitely achieved that, because that whole key scene just fucked me up. That had me fucked up. It had to have been. I'm gonna try to convince myself that was done purposely, because if not, why?
I think it's the start of like the really stupid but like trying to be somewhat serious movies, kind of like Puppet Master, Ginger Dead Man, Thanksgiving, shit like that. Like Evil Bong and like those are all things that are like similar.
Yeah.
So I think it's like the first movie of all of those to be like, oh, it's really campy. It's really like inappropriate humor for the normal person. I'd say like you're not going to fucking find a church mom going to see Jack Frost. Like there's enough humor in it. Like no.
Yeah.
It's just like the first in those line of kind of shit movies.
I agree. And I'm just gonna back up here. This is a little off the topic of what we were just talking about, but like one of the first kills in here is when that bully is picking on the sheriff's son when he's building like the snowman, even though the snowman's actually Jack Frost. And side note also before I go into that topic, but how convenient that the town was having a snowman building contest at this time.
Yeah, true.
That cracked me up. But no, the kill with the bully that was picking on the sheriff's son, it made me laugh that, you know, he gets his head sliced off by the sled, and then once the police are there and they're trying to cover up the blood, he literally kicks like a little bit of the snow on top of the blood, and then you could still see all of it. Like, what were you hiding? I don't know if you caught that, but like it was literally just kicked like a little bit of snow on top, and then you still see all the blood. Like, what did you just cover up? So that made me laugh too. I felt like I had different.
I'm looking at the sequel to this, Jack Frost 2: Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. I think we have to watch it now. Because 3 people, the sheriff, the mom, and the guy who voiced Jack Frost, they all came back.
Oh, damn. Okay, so maybe...
I think we have to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down. Like I said, I enjoyed this movie. It wasn't my favorite, and I don't know, like, fear or flop, if I'd give it a fear. I still feel like I'd give it a flop. But, like, I enjoyed it. Like, I'd watch it again.
It's the same director and writer, too.
Okay. Well, what year was it? Hopefully they did a little better
2000.
This time.
97 to 2000.
Yeah, I was going to say probably not then. I was like, maybe he gave it like, 5 or 6 years and really thought about it. Nah.
Like, this one was successful. Let's make another one.
Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely watch it, though. Definitely check that out. But let me see. I'm trying to think what other notes that I had for this. The way that I guess we'll back up to the beginning here. The way that he transformed into this snowman, I guess, is this like scientist was conducting some type of experiment. He was trying to make something so that like you could transform your DNA or some shit so that like
he was genetic testing so he could turn human DNA and merge it with an inert substance like dirt and whatever, so humans could be immortal.
Yeah, there you go. Like so you could be immortal.
A mass holocaust of the earth.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, because I was lost at what the fuck I wanted to say. I knew what he said, but couldn't like relay it back. So there you go. What he said, what Adam just said.
That's literally what he said. So.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what it was. This scientist that was conducting these experiments, whatever, and the truck that was carrying his, scientific shit on it collided with the fucking the truck that was transporting Jack Frost to prison. And as he was standing outside and he was about to murder one of the fucking the guards that was with him, this truck like explodes and just basically burns him alive. But like he melts into the snow. And then you just kind of see like the snow like moving and doing all kinds of weird shit, and then that's he's now a snowman. And he can obviously be solid and be fucking snow, but he can also melt himself, which is why he can like get through doors and like whatever. That's convenient for him, obviously.
But yeah, if he doesn't control his own melting, then that kills him. So
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So that's kind of like, I guess how he became the snowman. If you didn't watch, but it's really just like, it kind of reminds me of Chucky in a sense, because of how, Chucky always comes back to life. And even, I forget which Chucky it was, that like he literally came back to life out of the toy factory. Like they mixed his fucking blood or something in with the.
I'm pretty sure that was Child's Play too.
Yeah, I think it was too. I forgot which one it was, but I was thinking too. But yeah, it reminded me of that. It was kind of, it gave me similarities to that in a sense.
That was 2.
Gotcha. I thought it was 2, but let me see
Google
here.
Skills are on point. Just Googler in the West.
Yeah, that's true. You found that pretty fast, yeah.
It's like while you were saying, I was like,
Let me see here. Is there like any kills in here that you would say were like?
Nothing stands out now.
Nothing's okay.
The only one is like maybe the boyfriend Tommy or whatever the fuck his name is, when he's like pinned against the wall.
Okay, yeah.
And he's shooting icicles at him.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. There also the kid that got ran over by the sleigh. His whole family almost was murdered. Besides the what is that actress's name that we were just talking about? I forget her name. Because she was part of that family.
Oh, Shannon Elizabeth?
Yeah, there you go. I thought it was Shannon.
Yeah, she gets murdered in the tub.
Yeah, at the end, but like at first it was her brother, and then he got to she was out with that dude or whatever, and then Jack Frost like went to her house and killed her dad and her mom, and then eventually she dies too. And that scene was like weird. It was definitely a rape scene. I don't know if
it was. Yeah, like
100%.
It's just like, it doesn't even fucking look like anything though. It was like he's hugging her repeatedly and slamming her head against the wall.
From the trivia that I read, it wasn't originally supposed to be a rape scene. He was just supposed to kind of like slam her into the wall like that. But when they filmed it, and the fact that he lost his nose in the water, and it wasn't on his nose when he was doing that, they kind of just rolled with it. That he was just
also,
like,
fucking, he says afterward, "Oh, Christmas came early."
Yeah,
like, okay, that was all right.
That was added. That was added after the fact, because they weren't aiming for a rape scene, and then it when they filmed it and they looked at it, it just looked like that, and they're just like, "All right, we'll roll with it." And yeah, that was definitely something. And like I said, I was watching this at work, and I'm literally just like, okay, fast forward.
So out of place too. It's like, you can tell it wasn't planned, because out of all the kills, it's like the most like, I want to say inappropriate and just like out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's pretty standard slasher kills for the most part, and then you get to that point, it's like, oh, this got dark.
Yeah, I'm literally watching it, and I was like, did that really just happen? It sure did. I think that's probably the wildest kill for me, is that one, just because of how like just weird that it was. I'm trying to see. Also, when he before he killed her and he killed her parents, he killed the dad by shoving the fucking the axe down his throat, but not the sharp part of the axe, just the fucking
so
wood.
Weird to me too. I assume it's just to save on fucking special effects budget.
Probably. It's probably really what it was
fun.
too.
Yeah.
He just fucking shoved the wood down his throat and he was dead.
And then can't afford another fucking split open head. We already spent all the money on the kid's head.
Yeah. And also the snowman's head when he was like half melted.
Oh yeah, true.
But then he kills the mom, and he kills her, like wraps the fucking Christmas lights around her in the tree, and then just smashes her fucking head into the box of Christmas lights. And I was like, oh.
That was a good kill, actually. I do like that kill.
I feel like the kills in here were pretty decent, for the most. Like, they're obviously not super graphic because there definitely wasn't much of a budget to work with here. So, like, you're not going to go into this with, like, a gnarly type of kill, but, like, they weren't bad for what it was, I don't think. I'm just trying to think if there were any other particular ones that were super cool, but I think those were the ones that really stood out anyway. Were just those ones. I'm like zooming through on my phone real quick of like the cutscenes in this, like, and just looking, and I just got to the part with the key again, and I'm just, God, that just pisses me off. Let me see. I think we probably just talk about the ending here. But if we mentioned it a little bit earlier about the antifreeze thing, but that's kind of how you kill him.
We were talking about it earlier. We didn't really talk.
Yeah. I said about the heart, the joke about the heart, that I don't think he's okay. But,
yeah, gotcha.
But it was antifreeze is what basically can kill him. They tried to blow him up, like we said, with the aerosol cans, and they thought that killed him briefly, but then he immediately came back, and I thought that part was funny because he came back all fucked up, and he was like, "I'll be back once I get my shit back together."
Well, first he's like, "Hey, Ma, look, I'm a Picasso." Like, okay.
Yeah, that part that was funny. I'll give him that one. But yeah, after that didn't kill him, so they're like, "Oh, how the fuck can we kill him?" And what I thought was also funny was the hairdryer bits.
Yeah. It leans so hard in the comedy, like, towards the end. Like, I think this was supposed to be a serious horror movie at the start. Yeah. And then, like, it was so fucking batshit crazy towards the end that they were like, we're leaning into comedy now. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It was shot in 18 days, so, like, whatever. Just roll with it, I guess.
That seems so fucking long to me. So many, like, more high-tier movies have been shot in, like, 7 fucking days.
Yeah, I guess, but I feel like if they would have spent more time on it, maybe it would have been a little bit better, but, it is what it is when you have a short budget, I suppose.
Better writing.
Yeah.
Same with, like, everything, pretty much.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Let me see. But no, the ending here, that's what we're talking about. Antifreeze is what ends up being the thing that can kill him. And how they figured that out was, I wanted to talk about that real quick because it was antifreeze in the fucking oatmeal. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Did you catch that?
The fucking kid tried to kill his dad.
Yeah, he's like, I just wanted to keep you warm. What the fuck? Antifreeze?
Almost killed a man. You fucking idiot.
Like, my jaw literally dropped because I was like, yeah, no, he just said that.
I was wondering why they, like, zoomed in on it weird and made it, like, seem way more fucking, like, a science experiment than it really was.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the kid's just cooking, like, cookies or some shit. No, he's just trying to kill his fucking dad.
That was so fucking, like, weird. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, they're in the fucking car, and Jack Frost, melts his way into the car in the back seat, and the dad grabs the bag of the fucking oatmeal cookies or whatever and throws them on his face, and he starts burning. And he's like, what'd you put in those in that oatmeal? He's like, I just wanted to keep you warm. They put antifreeze. Who the what? Like, you could have said anything else, like antifreeze.
I mean, it's sweet at least, so you won't be able to tell, maybe.
Yeah, until you're dead, I guess. What the fuck? But yeah, I thought that was a fucking plot twist and weird as shit, but whatever. But yeah, that's what kills him. So essentially, they lure him into this fucking house at the end here, and they try to trick him as the other guy's filling up the bed of his truck with a fucking just a bunch of fucking antifreeze.
It's literally a fucking truck bed filled with antifreeze and a fucking tarp pool liner.
Yeah, that's literally what they did. So dumb. And the sheriff lures him into the house, which is when he gets into the room with him and fucking stabs him in the heart, which he survives, and then pushes Jack Frost out the window into the fucking truck bed full of antifreeze, and that's when he melts, and that's that, or so you think. Because then his son is like, Dad, you forgot this arm. And then that arm starts to fucking choke him. And then they proceed to baptize the fucking child in the truck bed of antifreeze.
That was my biggest fucking note at the end. I was just like, baptize the child.
It's like, it was just a wild fucking ending. That was a wild ending.
They dipped him so many times. There was like four fucking times that they dipped him, and it was gone by the first time. Like,
it was melted, gone. It was like, oh, let me
three more for good measure.
Yeah,
this kid tried to kill me, so I'm gonna kill him with antifreeze.
It was so fucking weird. Oh my god! And then they just I guess just to be safe, they fucking fill up the empty tubs of antifreeze with all of that antifreeze that they poured into the truck, and they bury it somewhere.
Which of course it started bubbling at the end.
Yeah,
because it didn't really fucking die, and obviously because there's a sequel.
There's a 2, yeah. And that's the fucking movie.
That's so batshit crazy, but I still love it.
Yeah, that's what I did enjoy it. I won't lie. Like, it was fucking stupid, and it was pissed me off sometimes, but I did like it. I don't know if I liked it to give it a fear, but like, if I gave it a flop, it would probably be like a flop 1 or like a flop 0.5 or some shit, just because I did enjoy it. But there's the plot holes and just the story for me. I don't think I can give it a fear personally. But I mean, what would you give it?
Give it like a fear 2.
Okay,
it's
all
not
right.
scary, but it's not the worst movie that we've ever seen. Obviously, that's Blood Freak, but
oh yeah,
that's besides the point of this.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I'll do like a flop 1 because I just like it's a flop that I'd watch again. And I can't say that for most flops that I've given. I think most of the times when I give a flop, I'm like, I will never watch that movie again. But I would definitely watch this again. Like I said, there's just certain things that I feel like they should have did better on. And maybe in the sequel they did. So definitely going to check that out. And we'll see if that's any better. But I think that's really it. That's, like I said, that's the movie. I mean, is there anything else that you wanted to add? I know you said you took notes. Was there anything that you wanted to bring up?
Covered all my notes for the most part. Yeah. Yeah, there's not really much that I want to cover. Pretty much covered everything.
I was gonna.
The biggest part was the antifreeze part.
Yeah.
When I found out about the cookies, I just wrote in all caps like 3 fucking lines of my notes. Antifreeze with a question mark.
That's what I'm literally like. I was like, what did he just say? What the fuck? Your dad's a cop. First of all, you just told him you tried to poison him. Oh, man.
He's so happy about it too. He's like, ah! And just fucking, like hugs him. Like, okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. No, that's fine. Just glad you didn't eat him, I guess, huh? Oh man. Yeah, I think that's all then for this week. Next week, I guess maybe we'll check out part 2.
Maybe, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. And I guess we'll see you next week. We're going to end this one and just end it because I know I'd like to talk a lot, but we're just going to end it. So we'll see you next week for, I guess, Jack Frost Part 2.
Yep. See you next week.